What's up, trickers? We are back with another week of training, and this week I wanted to try and see if I could replicate Kaige Fu's training schedule. Now, he trains about 6 days a week, 6 hours a day, which is completely insane. Like, I did not really have the time to do that, but there were some things that they do in their training that I wanted to copy, which is spending most of my time on air track instead of the floor, just to give my body a bit of a rest, focus more on technique and not overdo it with spamming hard combos on spring floor every chance I can. So for this first session, I was just drilling my twist variations. I was really happy with the D-leg twists I was doing at the start of the video. Those were probably the best D-leg twists I've ever done, just because I was keeping my chest up and really focusing on pulling in that pike. And yeah, I'm just doing all these variations 5 times just to see if I could clean them up. I wasn't really rotating these double full snapus very much. And then I move on to some double full shuriken twists, and this angle is probably not the best way to show it, but I felt like I was kicking my leg out a little bit. Not sure if you can see it from here though. Moving on to the double backflip, spammed out some of these, trying to get them consistent, because sometimes when I pull them out in battles at tricking gatherings, they don't go quite as smoothly as I'd like. I usually end up face planting, and that's kind of embarrassing. And then I wanted to do dub 10, and it kind of just turned into a full-in, so there's that. This is the second session of the first day, because as I was saying, Kaige Fu, they're 6 hours a day. They do 3 2-hour sessions, but this was the only day I was able to fit in 2 sessions, not even 3. Going for the tech dub, they're super hard to rotate. I think I landed a couple of them, only just. I've done one on floor from scoop, but it is a tricky one for sure. If I was slightly more motivated, I could probably fit in more days where I do multiple sessions, but I'd end up training pretty late because I have to wait till everyone's out of the gym at like 9 o'clock at night before I can start training, so I'd probably not be getting as good of a sleep as I would need to. So another option would be just going out and training on grass, but that kind of defeats the purpose of doing more air track sessions and only 2 spring floor sessions a week to kind of save the body. I did want to squeeze in the second session just because in the first one I only really trained round offs for my setup, so I wanted to try some different setups and also finish off with some snapus. Still not my strength, but I was working on turning my hips fast, trying to kick the leg faster, and then grab my fist to my chest to twist at the end, and it kind of worked. We're just going to take a moment here to appreciate Charlie's commentary.
I just sit here and just talk absolute shit right into life, you know, when you just have those pondering moments when you're in the shower or whatever. Well, sometimes I'm thinking, and so here we have Aaron doing back.
So yeah, thanks for that, but here we are on the second day dedicated to spring floor because I was in Palmy and they have a nice bouncy Spieth floor. Because I only did air track yesterday, my body was feeling pretty good, so I got some pretty decent combos pumped out. Going for the cork semi raise gainer switch dub cork. Got super close a couple times and then was eventually able to stomp it once I got my footing right. I recently saw Kimball hit 1, 2, 3 with the cartwheel transition, so that inspired me to hit this combo just to trip full without the full at the start and without the cartwheel transition, but still a nice little 2 to 3 combo, which I was pretty happy with. And then we finished off the session with some cheat 12s, which are feeling way easier, and I used to think these were impossible, but they're just working now. Tricking doesn't make sense like that sometimes, so I was able to stomp some 1-2s out of it and went for the Vanish 9 out of the Cheat 12, but it was pretty janky. One of the things that Kaige does with his training week is they dedicate one day to right leg tricks and another day to left leg tricks. So I thought this was a pretty interesting idea. So on the third day we're just doing right leg tricks. So we're going for the cheat kick at the start into the wrap fulls off the end, just doing a bunch of different variations. I had just eaten a pretty big dinner before the session, so I was feeling pretty heavy, pretty bloated, getting the stitch a little bit, but I mean, I cannot complain. I'm only training like 5 days a week, a couple hours at a time. Nothing compared to the 3 2-hour sessions per day with one rest day. This raise into cartwheel into wrap full D-leg felt super weird, so I just drilled it out 5 times to see if I could clean it up, get it feeling normal, and then we moved on to some wrap dubs, which are usually pretty easy, but I wanted to combo it, and the big problem with me training on air track is just the size of my air track. It's 6 meters by 3 meters, so I don't have a heap of space to work with. We still make it work anyways. I moved on to some wrap full into front swing for the first time, so I'm just figuring out how to get the front swing Webster out of it. Once I figured it out, it was working pretty well. I just had to make sure I was getting my foot placement not between the air track and the mats, because then I'd probably screw my ankle and not be able to train for ages, but I was pretty good at just getting it in the right spot, so we moved on to raise, and these were feeling pretty powerful. I was keeping my leg nice and straight when it planted down, and then moving on to the swipe, which again felt super strong. Wanted to get some front swing Windex, I guess you could call that. It's a super inverted raise, so I don't know if it's front swing raise or if it's just wrap full. Anyways, we go and try to get the dub twist out of it. I tried it about 1,000,000 times because I was sure I could land it, but it was just a bit sketchy. My foot placement wasn't 100%, so had to call it there and move on to the next day, which I dedicated to left leg tricks. This was feeling really good because obviously the previous day was only right leg, so my left leg was feeling nice and fresh. The setup that I'm using is palm kick into master scoot, which I never use, so dedicated some time to it. I feel like it's a very good setup to get nice control out of, so your variations can be super precise. Like, I was really happy with how the variations looked, regardless of how I was landing them. They were nice and icy. So we're going for cork swipe there, cork hyper hook, and then that was supposed to be a shuriken cutter, but it was pretty ugly. Dub cork was not as powerful as I would like, probably just because I'm not that good with the master scoot setup yet. It's good for control, but not great for power. Snapu was a little bit easier than the D-leg twist. And then I wanted to do this dub frisbee, which I was just not committing to at all, but wasn't that fussed about it. Looking for more power, I switched to the TDR setup, and I wanted to start off with some dub cork hypers, which I kind of did there. And then this was probably my best session for triple corks I've ever had. I tried 5 triple corks, I landed 5 triple corks. They're still kind of under-rotated. Some of them were better, but I was just super stoked that I tried 5, landed 5, moved on. Cork snapu from the gainer switch, which was also feeling pretty good. Just because my triple corks were working, I was like, surely I can get it from gainer switch, and I was actually able to land one. So this might be coming to floor soon. I also saw that Kimball stomped his first dub, which was super inspiring. It's still, you know, one of the first out of 10 people in New Zealand to ever land it. And he did it with just cork swings, which is crazy as well. So I wanted to try that. Again, didn't have that much space on the air track, so yeah, I was kind of fumbling about, but just enough to fit it in onto the mats. Should have landed that one, but I did actually stomp it. Finished off this session trying cork swing punch trip, which was not working. I think maybe my cork was too high or not fast enough, but the GoPro was running out of battery. It was on like 6%, so I just really wanted to spam it out, but it was just not my day. To finish off the week, we have our second floor session. I pretty much just did a bunch of aerial semis because they were feeling pretty nice. But all I've got to say about trying to replicate Kaige Fu's training schedule as much as possible is that I found it super helpful. I think the best things were dedicating one day to right leg tricks and one day to left leg tricks. And the other thing is only doing 2 spring floor sessions, and then everything else is just like air track. It helped me with having a clear goal in mind for what I was going to be doing each day, and just making my body feel ready for what I was going to be doing as well. It could just be coincidence that my tricking was really feeling good this week, but I am just going to put it to the training schedule, and I think I'm going to keep doing it for all my other training weeks. The only things I missed out were like dark side tricks and grass sessions, but I think I'll be able to find a way to fit those in as well. Super happy with how this session went. I was able to get my first raise punch 12 on floor and combo out of it as well. And just some combos I was really happy with. Like here we're just going for some cork snapus from the aerial semi raise. Still not rotating them fully, but we will get there one day, I swear. Also wanted to hit a nice 1-0-2 combo because it's probably my favorite swing chain that's just on the left leg. The 1-0-2 just feels real nice. The G switch out of the first cork just puts me in a real good position, so that was sick. That's going to be it for this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and a comment on anything you want to see me train, and subscribe. I will see you guys again next week.